Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. Just before we start this video, I just want to say that I'm actually recovering from a cold at the moment, so to make sure there wasn't any breaks on this train, I wanted to get a video out to you, so sorry if I'm a little bit nasally as we go along. So today we're looking at the reserve power banks. These are from Griffin. We previously looked at their rugged series, which includes in the name, it's more of a rugged outdoor kind of power bank, but they've just released these ones that are kind of a bit more sleek and a bit more elegant looking. So these come in 4 different capacities. First we've got the 2600, 5200, 9000 and then a massive 18,200 milliamp hour battery. So there's something there for everyone in the spectrum on what they require. I will go through the specs on how much charge you can get from each in a moment. One thing to note is as well, they do them in 2 different colours. So we've got grey and then also a black. So all of these power banks have got 1 USB output with the exception of the 8200, which has got 2. All of these are doing a standard 5 watts of charging power that's at 1 amp. Then the 8200 has also got that port, but then also an additional port that does 5 volts at 2.4 amps. Now having that option allows you to charge things such as your tablets even faster than you would normally. But I find for Android devices doing the 2.4 charges them faster anyway. If you do go for the bigger one, unless you need to charge 2 things at once, I'd use the 2.4 anyway. So how many times can you expect to charge your devices from these different power banks? So have a look on the side here. It might be easy for you to just pause the video and have a look yourself, but for your smartphone with the 26,000 you can expect 1 charge, 5,200 will do up to 2, 9,000 up to 1.2 charges of a tablet or up to 3.6 on a smartphone. Then the big 18,200 milliamp hour, up to 2.5 charges on your tablet, 7.3 charges on your smartphone, or then a whopping 55 charges on your smartwatch. Now as a rough guide to kind of realistic expectations, I'd take about 10% off that, then you can get a bit more of an accurate reading on what you can expect to get. Okay, so in the box you'll find a micro USB cable for charging and then a little pamphlet about some instructions. No USB-C cable or anything included, although that is something we're starting to see on some power banks. But in this case, just a standard micro. Very similar layout across the board. So all of the power banks have got a little LED indicator that goes from 20, 50, 75 and 100% for battery. Just simply press and hold the power button to then enable that and see what you've got left. There isn't anything extra on these power banks, such as a little LED torch, for example. Some of those you do find on power banks. But literally just for these, you've got a micro USB for charging, the USB out to your device, and then a power button, and that's it. Now because of the material, they're very cold to the touch and they're also very slippery as well. A lot of power banks do have some kind of rubber on there just to give you some extra grip, but these don't have those at all, so do just be careful when picking them up quickly as they can slip out your hand pretty easily. Now as there's not very much I can really show you on these power banks as they don't have the most options available. Unlike some others, I can just basically give you my thoughts and opinions on them now. So first of all, the 2600 milliamp hour for me is not going to be any use at all really. The battery on my S8 Plus is a 3500 milliamp hour battery, so unless I want to get just over half a charge, then I suppose it's good for that. But personally for me, I always want something more than that anyway. So the 5200 gives me about a charge and a half. Depending on if you're going from totally flat, obviously it does actually take more power for the initial charge to go into the phone to then turn on and charge fully. So that initial step does take a little bit more out of it. So mileage will vary for that one. The 9000 is a nice middle ground where you don't need an absolute mass of power and maybe you're just going out for the day and you know you're going to need to charge your phone maybe a couple of times, but you obviously don't need to charge it for days. Then the 9000 is a good one there, getting about 2.5 charges from that one. Then obviously the 8200 is going to do you multiple charges no matter what phone you've got. So that's the one I'll be taking to me when I go to an event or something like that. In terms of how long it takes to actually charge the phone, obviously they don't support quick charge or anything like that, so maybe a couple of hours to charge fully, which isn't too bad, but it would be nice to see quick charge on these power banks to really implement what their phones can actually do nowadays. Thoughts on the actual prices? They're a little bit scattered on Amazon. It's quite tricky to find them, but I expect that's because they're a new product and that will be added in due time. So currently on the Griffin website for the 2600 is £19, the 5200 is £23, the 9000 is £28, and then the big 18200 is £42. I had a flick through Amazon to have a look at what you can get for a kind of similar price, but this is where I was quite surprised. You can actually get a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. I'm not going to mention the company name, there's really no need for that, you can find it yourself if you want to. 20,000 milliamp hour battery that supports quick charge, also has a built-in LED, and you also get USB-C cable with it as well, at half the price that Griffin are asking for that 18,200 milliamp. You know, there's a lot more features there at half the price, so My main quibble with these power banks is just the cost. They're just too expensive. I found that with the Survivor Series one as well. You could get the same amount of power for half the price in that battery as well. Great batteries, but they're just too expensive, and that's something that really needs to be addressed. So if you want to know anything else about these batteries, let me know down below and I'll answer them for you. So we'll put the links down in the description box for the ones that I can find if you want to get one for yourself. Thank you to Griffin for sending me out the range to have a look at. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already subscribed, do it! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.